Whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Matthew. Many of us have heard stories about the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. But how much do we really know about their lives and, ultimately, their deaths? What happened to these extraordinary men after they walked with Jesus? Well, the stories of their final moments are as intriguing as their journeys alongside Christ. Let's take a look at the incredible, often shocking, fates of these 12 men. First, let's start with Peter, one of the most prominent apostles. He was known for his strong faith and leadership within the early church. According to tradition, Peter was crucified upside down in Rome under Emperor Nero's reign. It's said that he requested to be crucified in this manner because he didn't feel worthy to die in the same way as Jesus. His death marks the end of a life devoted to spreading the message of Christ, and his legacy lives on through the many churches and communities named after him. Next, we have James, the son of Zebedee. James was one of Jesus' closest disciples, often seen as part of the inner circle, alongside Peter and John. His life came to a violent end when he was executed by the sword under King Herod Agrippa I. This event is recorded in the Bible in the book of Acts, where it mentions how James was the first apostle to be martyred. His death is a testament to the risks the apostles took in sharing their faith, and his unwavering commitment to Christ. Then there's John, the brother of James, who is often referred to as the beloved disciple. Unlike the other apostles, John didn't meet a violent end. He was the only one of the 12 who died of natural causes, but not without great trials. He spent his final years in exile on the island of Patmos, where he received the visions that led to the writing of the book of Revelation. Though he was not martyred like many of the others, John's life was not free from hardship, and his legacy is seen in his writings that continue to inspire millions today. Andrew, the brother of Peter, was another prominent figure in the early church. Andrew is believed to have been crucified on an X-shaped cross in Greece, a form of execution that later became known as St. Andrew's Cross. He is said to have endured his martyrdom with great courage, preaching to the people who watched him die, continuing his mission even in his final moments. Then we come to Philip, one of the original apostles chosen by Jesus. According to tradition, Philip was martyred in Hierapolis, in what is now Turkey. He is said to have been crucified, and some accounts suggest that, like Peter, Philip continued to preach even while facing death. His passion for spreading the gospel did not waver, and his martyrdom serves as a powerful reminder of the apostles' devotion to their faith, no matter the cost. Bartholomew, also known as Nathanael, is another apostle whose death is steeped in mystery and tragedy. According to various accounts, he was either flayed alive or crucified. Some traditions suggest that he was skinned alive before being beheaded, which is why he is often depicted with a knife in artwork. Bartholomew's death, like that of many apostles, was not in vain, as his missionary work is thought to have spread Christianity to distant lands. Moving on to Matthew, the tax collector turned apostle, his life after following Jesus is believed to have been one of spreading the good news. While accounts vary, many suggest that Matthew was martyred in Ethiopia, where he was either stabbed or beheaded for his faith. His death reminds us that no one is exempt from the sacrifices required in answering the call to follow Christ. Thomas, the apostle often referred to as Doubting Thomas, has a death that reflects his steadfast belief in Jesus. Tradition says that Thomas traveled to India to spread the gospel, where he was eventually martyred by being speared to death. His story is one of transformation from doubt to unwavering faith, and his death reflects the passion he had for sharing the truth he had discovered. James the Less, the son of Alphaeus, is another apostle who met a tragic end. It's believed that he was either stoned to death or clubbed to death in Jerusalem. Though there is not as much recorded about James the Less as some of the other apostles, his commitment to Christ was clear. And his death serves as a reminder of the risks involved in being a follower of Jesus in such a hostile environment. Thaddeus, also known as Lebbeus, is often associated with being the one who carried Christ's message to Armenia. Like the others, Thaddeus faced a violent death, often said to have been crucified in Persia. His martyrdom further highlights the apostles' unwavering resolve to spread Christianity despite the dangers they faced. Simon the Zealot. Not much is known about Simon's life after Jesus ascended, but it's widely believed that he, too, met a violent death. Some say he was crucified in Britain, while others suggest he was martyred in Persia. Either way, Simon's dedication to Jesus led him to share the gospel even in places where Christians were deeply persecuted. We have Judas Iscariot, the infamous betrayer of Christ. Judas' death is a subject of much debate, with two main accounts. Some believe that he hanged himself after betraying Jesus, as recorded in the Gospel of Matthew, while others claim that he fell headlong in a field and his body burst open, as described in the book of Acts. His death is a stark contrast to the other apostles, as his betrayal left a scar on the early Christian community. Each of these apostles met death in ways that were often violent and brutal. Yet their devotion to spreading the message of Jesus Christ remained unshaken until the end. Their martyrdom is not just a historical footnote, but a powerful reminder of the incredible strength, faith, and courage these men possessed. Their stories remind us that following Christ is not always easy, but it is always worth it. The apostles' deaths were not the end, though. Through their lives and their ultimate sacrifices, Christianity spread to the farthest corners of the earth. The stories of these 12 men continue to inspire millions today, serving as a testament to the power of faith and the willingness to stand up for what one believes in, no matter the cost. Their lives, and particularly their deaths, challenge us to consider our own commitment to our beliefs. Are we willing to stand firm in the face of adversity? Will we be as devoted as these men, even when it's hard or dangerous? The deaths of the apostles serve as a call to action for all of us. They remind us that our faith can lead to great things, even if it comes at a great personal cost. The 12 apostles were more than just companions to Jesus Christ, they were the foundational figures of Christianity. Their lives, their teachings, and ultimately, their sacrifices have been immortalized in the Christian faith. But have you ever wondered about the fates of these brave men who walked with Jesus? How did their lives come to an end, and what can we learn from their experiences? In the end, the apostles' deaths were not a sign of defeat, but rather a demonstration of victory. They had run the race and fought the good fight, and through their actions, they ensured that the message of Christ would continue to spread long after they were gone. So, as we reflect on the lives of these 12 men, let us not only mourn their deaths but also celebrate the incredible legacy they left behind. Their courage, their faith, and their devotion to Christ are lessons that still resonate today. Their martyrdom should serve as an inspiration to us all, reminding us that faith in something greater than ourselves requires sacrifice. They were not just the first messengers of Christianity, they were the pioneers who set the foundation for the Christian church that has endured for centuries. Their sacrifice paved the way for others to hear the gospel, and their courage continues to inspire millions. And with that, I encourage you to think about what these men's lives and deaths mean for us today. How can we live in a way that reflects the same devotion, strength, and commitment? What is it that we can do to further the message of love, hope, and redemption that Jesus Christ taught? These are questions worth contemplating as we note the apostles and their powerful, lasting impact on the world.